What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Here's for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean Meehan. Sean, how is it going?
I'm good. I just realised there, I think we give the real news a bad rap. Because we're actually afraid to talk about things.
Yeah, I don't know stuff. I can't read. So I don't want to tackle anything.
I can't out myself as an idiot any more than I already have. Mm-hmm. So weird news is the perfect line to walk because essentially I'm like punching downwards.
It's always fun to punch down. That's where comedy comes from. We all know that.
Laugh at those lesser than yourself.
So this is Weird News Show. What do we do here other than punch down?
Other than punch down? Well, not much, I'll be honest.
Not much action. That's kind of the gist.
To facilitate the punching down, you have spent the week gathering all of the weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read them all out to me, a man who, as we've just established, seeks to better himself by looking at others. This is getting weird. This is it's too self-aware now. Florida man. Ha 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 ha.
For anyone who doesn't know, I'm looking at Sean right now over video, and his eyes were like scared. That like his greatest secret had been found out.
Just like, yeah, in case anyone didn't already know, I'm self-conscious.
Sean, I'm gonna move into our first story because I'm worried that you're gonna have like an existential crisis and we're gonna have to stop the show.
I mean, what is joy anyway?
Joy wasn't that movie with Jennifer Lawrence?
It's Hunger Games? What?
No, she was in a movie called Joy.
Was she? I thought she was. I know. I'm thinking of Her, which is Scarlett Johansson, and a different movie altogether. 3 letters though. This
isn't Movie Monday. By the way, you said 3 letters. Eyebrows shut up like you had shared the smartest piece of information you had.
Like I had just cracked fucking the Enigma code.
So Sean, we are starting this week with a good old piece of shithousery mixed with just some good, light-hearted, silly fun. And it's not normally we get to start with this, but you've probably heard this story during the week. But we're opening this week with the fact that dozens of men were called to a certain battle during the week, and that battle was the Josh battle. And
to find Josh Prime.
This was never going to bypass us here for Weird News. We were always going to come to this first because I read that headline and I thought, that's our number one news story of the week. So I have dozens of men are called to the Josh battle in a field to determine the one true Josh. Sean, what do you know of this story so far?
Wasn't there... It originates from like a JPEG I've seen on Reddit, which is someone added a bunch of Joshes with the same name all to the same Facebook group. And opened the conversation with, I bet you're wondering why I gathered you all here. Followed by a list of demands.
And this was last year. And it was started by a guy called Josh Swain on Facebook. And he basically, as you said, he added a bunch of people into the group. I was just like, this day next year, you have a year to train. You're probably wondering why I've gathered you all here, but precisely on the 24th of April 2021 at 12 p.m, we will meet at these coordinates, and then we fight. Whoever wins gets to keep the name. Everyone else has to change their name. You have a year to prepare. Good luck.
It's such a dumb, amazing idea.
It's so dumb that it's just a funny tweet, but then the fact a year later he was like, well, fuck it, we may organise it now.
This is like 2021's version of the Area 51 raid, which is something that by all accounts should not have gone ahead, but it happened anyway. And it's beautiful.
After setting up the humorous chat, Josh forgot about it until a screenshot of their conversation resurfaced on social media. Realising his plan would actually have to go ahead now, he changed the coordinates of the event after choosing the original ones at random, only to discover it was in the middle of a private farm. the battle was opened up to anyone with the name Josh. Not just Josh Swain, but anyone. And kicked off at Ayr Park Green on April 24th. So on April 24th, they all just turned up and went to battle, Sean.
And the roster's been expanded. It's not just Josh. This is hard for me to say. Josh Swain.
Josh Swain. Say that
Josh
3 times.
Swain. Just say Josh Swain versus Josh Swain. Now it's just Josh on Joss action.
No, not Joss. Joss Whedon isn't here. Josh.
Josh. And this is... It's actually amazing how many people showed up. Like, there's videos of this.
The words they use here is an army of men.
Excellent.
An army of men bearing the name Josh entered into battle to decide the rightful owner of the name. Reminiscent of the scenes from Star Wars, dozens of Joshes swapped lightsabers for pool noodles and fought to the death to determine the one true Josh.
I like that they used pool noodles and things like that. And look, we wouldn't report on it if this was the case, but wouldn't it be mad if they actually had proper swords?
Like you think Hunger Games style?
I'm thinking let them fight.
Yeah, I think they all turn up in a field and there's a bunch of weapons in the middle of the field. And then you hear a countdown and now you're like, okay, nobody leaves until one of us leaves.
Yeah, 400 men enter, one man leaves.
And they're all like kissing their families goodbye as they're leaving. It's something I've got to do, Ma. Just don't stop me.
We've established on this show before, stay away from the man who chooses a grenade as his primary weapon.
He's too wildcard, you can't have that.
He's too wildcard because he's willing to put it all into one throw.
And I don't want to fuck with that. The guy with nunchucks as well, stay away from him. Because
it implies he knows how to use them.
Anyone who turns up knowing how to use nunchucks immediately goes to the top of the queue of killers. So that's just in the bag. I would go for the guy who picks up maybe a sword. Because the sword looks cool, but normally they wouldn't know how to use it.
Exactly, yeah. I think they'd be at a disadvantage with their weapon. I don't think no guns in this fight. That's a decided on fact.
I mean, that's just no crack.
Also, the lad who picks up like the mace, I'm not sure how to feel about him because it's neither as terrifying as the nunchucks, nor as hard to wield as a sword. I think. I feel like a mace you can just fucking swing it and you'll do pretty well.
Just swing around your head and hope for the best.
Over the best, and then slowly lower it onto your own head. And then
you stop lowering it as you are dead.
As you are dead, and now someone else is the main Josh.
Now, Spider-Man, Luke Skywalker and Chewbacca all appear to feature in the mass Josh brawl, where one 5-year-old came out victorious, Sean. So, what happened was there was a mass brawl. We had to have a winner. And the grand champion was a young child by the name of...
Oh.
Yusuf.
What? Is it actually?
Yes!
Lads! Oh, actually, that's like... They realise, after all the bloodshed, there can be no great Josh. He's like, Yusuf is on top of all the bodies, just being like, what horror has man wrought?
No, he's in the middle like Thanos, just wiping them out, and they're all hitting each other, and then everyone stops. They're like, he's taking us out, he's the strongest one.
He's perfectly coordinated his swings so that when someone like falls over, the body like ends up creating a channel. So that people have to approach him from only one angle. Yeah,
that's what he's done. And he's also called Yusuf, so he's just in the middle of the Josh fight, and he's 5 years old.
And you're not going to take out the 5-year-old, really.
That's the difficulty. You have to fight the 5-year-old. So Yusuf Nassar was met with hundreds of cheers from the crowd when he won the siege at the field. One man chanted, "He's 5, everyone!" before the youngster was enthroned with a Burger King paper crown and a WWE title belt and lifted it into the air by the crowd.
Amazing. I know, but I will say, I don't know if the crowd knew he wasn't a Josh.
Yeah. You're like,
Would they have the same
Josh, and he's just keeping a low-key, like, identity.
Yeah, like, how do you approach this as a kid? Like, that kid is eventually going to turn, like, 18, and he might have a foggy memory of this.
Still going to have the crown on, the belt around his waist.
He's gone mad with power. Yeah, he's become the leader. But he just looks himself in the mirror every morning, and he knows he's living a lie, because he's not Josh.
I think what has happened
to terms with that.
Is one of the Joshes has brought their son, and he's just like, you stick to the side, well, daddy's gonna go win this fight. And then, during the fight, the father took a fall, and Yusuf decided he was coming into, like in a Mulan situation, the father was no longer able to compete, and so Yusuf took his place.
I see. The father, yeah, like last year when this fight was organised, the dad was in great shape. He was training. Yeah. Then, over the course of a lockdown, he's become weak and frail. He holds the pool noodle and his arm is fucking shaking. And then the son looks at him sadly from the doorway.
He's 5.
He's 5, and he's like, I will protect China. Because he's just seen Mulan on Disney Plus, Connor.
Yeah. And he's like, Eddie Murphy, you're coming with me. We're going to win this fight.
And then he rocks up, and then he has a fake ID that he paid the mob for.
Yeah.
And the guys are just looking at it like, are you really 21? And Yusuf is just like, shut up. And then
he's like, I'm hardly 3 kids in a trench coat, am I? And they all have a laugh. No, seriously though, why are you 3 foot tall though?
You know us Joshes. And then they're like, that's fucking true.
Fuck, he's got us. We do know us Joshes. That's the one thing we know.
And then he takes the serum that Wolverine took at the end of Logan.
Yeah, and just powers up.
Just goes beast mode.
Fans took to Twitter to celebrate Yusuf's coronation, with even Burger King commenting on the young warrior's victory, hailing him as a true king. So he's been called a true king by even the royalest of kings.
That's true. The Burger King himself. The Yusuf the Young Warrior sounds fucking amazing as like a title. Like that is a son of a king, great fighter title that they would have had in the Middle Ages.
One person said, people are awesome, and I think this is a very wholesome. There's 2 different tweets I had here, and one of them is really wholesome, and then the other one shows the power of Twitter that is just very funny, because I have one person said, people are awesome. All these grown-ass adults showed up to just screw around, and they just noticed there was a kid there, so they decided to give the kid the best day of his little life. Aw, right?
Oh, great, heartwarming. Where's this going?
To which one person responded, oh no, he beat the shit out of them, I'd say.
He destroyed those grown men. Mentally, emotionally.
Yeah, he was like throughout the whole thing going, hey Josh, your wife's cheating on you, Josh. Your wife's cheating. Oh, what's that? Oh, you have a boyfriend. He doesn't fucking like you, Josh.
Oh, he's done like prep time. Like he hasn't spent a year training. He spent a year gathering information about all of his opponents.
Do you remember in 5th grade when you couldn't climb over that tree and then your pants fell down? They were not laughing with you. They were laughing at you, Josh.
And
they were laughing at you.
Everyone remembers, Josh.
I remember. I wasn't even born until 2016, but I remember.
It was a conversation I used to have with someone I used to work with, that once every year, every adult should get together and just play a big game of hide and seek.
Okay.
Wouldn't that just like relax everyone? It's like The Purge, but hide and seek.
I feel like is there not a better game than hide and seek? Because
Tip the
hide
can.
and seek. Does tip the can translate internationally?
It's very simple rules. But it's definitely not the international name for it.
No, we call it tip the can, which is... Can you explain the rules of tip the can?
Right, so there's a can, or...
anything.
Anything. It's usually a lamppost. It was a lamppost on my street. There's one person who's it, and people are running around. If you get caught by the person who's chasing, you have to go to the lamppost or the can and keep your hand on it. But if someone who isn't if someone who's just running about tips the can, they free everyone and they can run about again.
Yeah. So what happens is, someone's on, you all go hide. The person leaves the can, and say he turns to the left and you're standing there behind. The two of you get to sprint back to the can, and whoever gets there first, if he gets there first, you're caught. But if you get there first, then you're free, and you get to go back out and hide again. So, but if there's been 4 or 5 people caught already, they get to sit out, and you're like the 5th person, you're the last person. You make the sprint back, you get there first, you free everyone goes and hides again. It's a big massive circle.
It's great. It works best with, I don't know if it'll work with like 30 people, because I think the odds are really against one person there.
No, I think you'd have to start with 3 people holding the can.
Oh, that's good. I like that. It's kind of like a cops and robbers kind of thing.
There's also, by the way, they set up a Josh versus Josh.com website that counted down the minutes until the battle commenced.
Was Josh versus Josh taken?
Yes. Fuck. Who's taking Josh versus Josh.com? I'm assuming the minutes are 0 at the minute.
It's 0 at the minute, but it just has the coordinates, a picture of some mountains, and the word soon.
This is where the internet should be used.
This is the best thing on the internet in a long time, man. I'm really happy this exists.
Unfortunately, it has been copied because another Facebook user named Matthew Fox has already proposed a battle of the mats in 2022. I
don't think the second one that would be as good. Like, the magic of this one is that it's fucking weird that this happened.
Yeah.
I don't think you can pick and shit. Like, I don't think you can do it again. I don't think you should do it again.
Who do you think's the strongest name?
Sean. No, it's definitely not
Karen.
Sean.
No.
Oh.
They all refuse to take part.
Who's a strong name? What I want, you know what I want?
Go on.
I want someone else who's called Dwayne Johnson to set up a Facebook group.
The Dwayne Johnson fight. And then the next day we have the Dave Bautista fight.
That's it. And then afterwards we have the mass Dwayne and Dave funeral.
And it's just the two of them, like, they just kept coming. We're too nice, but we told them to stop attacking us.
But we can't. If we lose, that's our Hollywood game over.
So, Sean, we're going to have to move on from the Josh fight, but that has taken place. It's a great day, and everyone mark down this day in April that from now on, this will be known as Josh Day. And the 5-year-old will have to defend his crown, I'm assuming, in 12 months.
Oh, do you think he's like the reigning champion and now he has to defend that title?
I think they'll start a pay-per-view business, yes.
Okay, well, looking forward to the him versus McGregor fight that everyone clamours for.
And we're moving on to an Italian man who, he found a job that really, you want to find a job that you feel like you're not working at all. You're getting paid to just do what you love. Because I have Italian man accused of skipping work for 15 years straight, Sean.
What? Tell me his secrets, Connor, but only so I know not to replicate them.
I love business. Find a job that will forget that you're on the payroll and you'll never work a day in your life. Italian prosecutors say they've busted a man who raked in roughly €538,000, or nearly $650,000, over 15 years, without ever showing up to his hospital job.
Hospital?
Yes.
He's had a good year of it, hasn't he?
Police have dubbed Salvatore Scumace, 67, the king of absentees, for his allegedly rampant abuse of the public sector. Authorities say the man used threats to ensure that he would not be docked for missing work at the local hospital, and that he later fell off his employer's radar altogether while still collecting paychecks.
What? So at the start he was just like, look, I know I was out, but you're going to pay me anyway.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll do plastic surgery on you and make you look like a butt. Yeah. That kind of thing. But then they just forgot, And presumably, he's 67. Did he try and, like, cash in a pension or something, and that's how they caught him?
I mean, I don't know how they actually caught him. The way it worked was, his job on paper was as a safety officer at the hospital. The suspect faces charges of abuse of office, forgery and aggravated extortion in connection with the scheme. There have also been 6 other managers at the hospital are also under investigation for their alleged involvement in it. So there was 6 other managers helping him do this.
What? Why is this, like... Why would you put your neck out for someone like that? Is he just the best, like, friend ever? Is he just a bunch of
It must
crack?
be. So it all started in 2005. 2005!
Wow! Imagine not working since 2005 and getting, I've done the maths, about 36 grand a year.
He's on 36 grand a year. And but that's 36 grand profit. He's not spending any money on petrol getting to work, not spending any time. He's just at home chilling.
He's doing whatever he wants. He's living the dream.
Authorities say the suspect's absentee abuse started in 2005 when a distinguished person, not named, allegedly threatened the hospital director and warned her not to file a disciplinary report against him. Police say the director complied and turned a blind eye to his absences, and that the suspect simply never showed up for work again while still being paid.
He just pieced out of there.
Now, the director eventually retired, and her successor took over with no knowledge that there was a ghost on the payroll. Human Resources also did not notice.
Because presumably the payroll was just done. It's like, oh, everyone on this salary, send out the paycheck, grand.
Yeah.
But, so there was a changeover in management, and he literally just hid in the system for a decade.
More a decade and a half.
Decade and a half. Presumably after, like, the first year, like, the first 2 years of that happening, you're just convinced you've gotten away with it for life.
Especially, like, after 7 years, you're like, I am going to do this until I'm 107.
Yeah, like, this is the end goal. I'm done working.
And he was technically retired at 52.
It's not a bad age. Not a bad age to retire.
It's a good
50's the
retirement
new
plan.
40.
Yeah, he retired at 52, but still getting paid from his full-time job.
And probably still getting, like, benefits and shit like that as well.
Yeah, and so it's unclear when the scheme came to light, but the hospital launched the action against the man last year. So he was fired earlier last year and has now been arrested as part of the investigation. Investigators say the arrest came after they conducted extensive witness interviews and reviewed attendance logs at the hospital, which I'm assuming wouldn't take that long.
Yeah. How long does it take to read a blank page? Unless, like... But the thing is, if he was ever sick or, like, injured, he'd have to go to a different hospital, right?
I work here. He's, like, at the desk, like, don't you even recognise me, Susan? My name's Margaret. I work here, Susan.
Not with that attitude.
I can tell you every single person that worked on every single floor, or I could in 2005. I'm a bit shaky now. It's 2018. I don't really know who's here or not.
I'm a very busy man, Susan.
I'm too busy being a safety officer. Are you safe right now, Susan? Yeah. No thanks needed. You don't have to thank me. I'm just doing my job.
Okay, so wait, they found out about it last year.
Yeah.
So, presumably, something happened in the world that they needed to get an accurate look of all the medical staff in the hospital.
Yes. Interesting.
And who was essential and non-essential to be in the building.
Yes. And so then they would have to contact those people to either maybe send them home, or just they would be a lot more conscious of their payroll or of who's involved in the hospital on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly. Maybe some things that hadn't been focused on in the past would now be looked at in a new light.
Are we saying that I think the biggest, most damaging person that this pandemic has been for is this one man in Italy?
I just think it's mad that, like, the chain of dominoes that led to this man getting fired is ridiculous.
He would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those pesky COVID.
Like, That's amazing that happened, and that's something for him. That's absolutely the worst thing to come out of COVID.
He's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm after losing my job because of COVID. Everyone's like looking at him like, yeah, but there's like so many people after being damned. Yeah, but I got caught on, like, they found me out.
I had a cushy ride for 15 years, and then I was found out for all the lies I told. I'm hard done by.
So there is an Italian man who got paid for 15 years without turning up to his job, which I feel like, if we could all do it, I wouldn't, Sean, and I know you wouldn't either, but some people out there would, and I feel like I look down upon them for that. Capitalism is the way forward.
Oh, capitalism is the only way, Con. No.
I feel like we're characters in the Lego movie.
Everything's great.
So we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is intruders trespass at Indiana Denny's in use in nighttime, and they prepare eggs twice.
Well, you need to get it. Wait, hang on. I was about to finish what was bound to be a not funny joke, but
right.
When you say they prepare eggs,
yeah,
how many eggs do they prepare per session?
The intruders entered the closed institution at 2 a.m. on Wednesday, earlier than transferring straight to the kitchen to organise themselves some eggs. So they broke in at 2, they immediately went into the kitchen to organise themselves some eggs. In accordance with the police report, the suspects then left the restaurant earlier than simply returning earlier than 3 a.m, at which level they made extra eggs. So, what's happened is, they came in at 2 a.m, made some eggs, then left. Then turned around at 3 a.m, broke back into the same Denny's to make some extra eggs.
So, they must have had the conversation when they finished those eggs. God, I'd love some more eggs.
I'm absolutely dying for more eggs.
What? Why is breaking into a Denny's the easiest way for 2 adults to prepare eggs? Because surely they could just go to a house and buy eggs, and go to a store, buy eggs, and then go home and make the eggs.
You'd have like 6 of them. You could even have 12 of them all at once.
Oh, I've had a carton of 18 eggs in the house before.
Oh, well... Look, affluent south, so it is. Well done.
Yeah, and let me just describe the layout of that egg carton to you.
Go on. Fill us in.
You might think 6 by 3.
Yeah,
no.
That's what I was thinking.
1 by 18.
That's absolutely ridiculous. There's no way it was 1 by 18.
It's absolutely not true, but wouldn't that be gas?
You're carrying it over your shoulder into the kitchen.
I'm there sawing it in half before I can use it.
You like turn too fast, it slams into one side of the door. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus.
Me and my brother are like carrying it across the road, and there's all these speeding cars going by.
Whoa! Oh no! Go under! Go under!
A skateboarder comes and jumps it.
So they broke in at 2 a.m. and they didn't steal any money from the register. They stole nothing. What they did was they cooked some eggs. Then they left at about 2:30 and came back at 3 a.m. to make extra eggs. Nobody knows why and nobody knows how. But what happened was, why they got caught was that a Denny's employee arrived early for their shift at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they were still there. And then they quickly left the restaurant.
So from 3 to 6 they were making eggs?
Yeah, just cooking eggs. How many eggs could you make in those 3 hours?
I mean, eggs will cook pretty fast once you're...
Yeah, that's a quick turnaround.
That's a quick turnaround. Now, so between 2 and 3, right, they realised they didn't make enough eggs. They never wanted to go through that experience again.
Made too much.
So now they have a basket, and they're taking all the eggs and just putting it into that basket. But they know the whole thing about if you drop that basket, all your eggs are going to break. So they're going to cook every egg in the Denny's before leaving. That way you can't break them.
Would you break them? Would you... Go on.
I was going to say, how did they prepare the eggs?
I was going to ask you, at what was the percentage level of each making of each egg?
Oh. I mean...
So you've got scrambled, you've got boiled, maybe an omelette on the side, maybe not, fried.
I don't think these men are making an omelette.
No, I think they're basic going just for the egg.
just for the egg. So I think the first maybe 6 eggs are fried. Okay?
Big grill in Denny's. I can only assume they're doing them all there.
Big, like, slab top, yeah. And they think they're class. They have 6 eggs on the go. They're flipping them. Then they realise, there's a lot of minding on these eggs. What do? What's the easiest solution anytime you're sick of cooking eggs? Scramble them.
And make them the fucking leatheriest, shittest bit of scrambled egg ever. It'll be grand. Don't worry about it. Grand.
And we've described our egg making process on the show before. We don't need to go into it again.
Look, all I'm saying is scrambled egg. What you want to do, take it out before it's cooked. Take it out 20 seconds before it's done. It'll cook on its own. That's what Gordon Ramsay taught me.
That's all. That's what you need. Also, and we've thought about this. Salt as you cook your eggs.
Absolutely not. Salt after is the only way to do it.
Salt during, bit of salty butter as well. I really like salt.
I don't think you even want the eggs. You just want salt.
Do you know I once ate so many salt and vinegar Pringles that I gave myself a chemical burn on the roof of my mouth?
There's absolutely no way I don't believe that because it's you, yes.
They're good Pringles, man.
How many bags did you have to eat?
I think it was like 1.5.
That's not a good story. Like, if you were like, I had 7 bags and I got like mouth burn, fuck, this guy's hardcore. You had 1.5 bags of salt and vinegar.
Very vinegary.
Yeah,
they're not that. No, they're tubes.
How sensitive
Connor.
is your mouth?
The famous Ciara Lawler pickup line. I don't think it's not my mouth. I think it's the sheer amount of vinegar that I put into my mouth at one time destroyed me.
Were you putting more vinegar on top of them as you were eating them?
No, but I have done that. If you do that with ready salted crisps, it kind of tastes like salt and vinegar.
Well, of course it does. You've put a fucking shitload of vinegar on it.
Yeah, and just get a straw when you're done.
Your eating habits always amaze me.
To be fair, I was like 17 when that happened. I could eat what I wanted.
It was last week.
It was before the show.
So we're moving on to our next piece of I just want to ask you, why did they break in and why did they not take any money, is my question.
I think they were very single-mindedly about eggs, which
they just wanted eggs.
I think these men were very hungover and very hungry. Not hungover, drunk. Not hungover yet.
Soon to be hungover, yes.
Trying to fight off the hangover with some eggs.
So we're moving on to a Japanese man who... He's mad about love, Sean. He's so lovable and he just wants to be with people or a certain person that sometimes he can take it too far. You know what I mean? And I have Japanese man arrested for dating 35 women at once.
By God. Is that an arrestable offence?
A serial dater has been arrested in Japan for defrauding 35 women at the same time and receiving gifts and cards from all of them, as he was dating 35 women and told all of them it was his birthday.
I love it. Okay, look, bad dude, hilarious story.
Yeah.
How do you have the time? I can't like casually speak to 35 people over the course of a week.
Yeah.
How is this man...
That's 5 a day, or 7 in the working week a day.
The week, I'm not talking to anyone on weekends.
I'm not relationshiping on the weekend. That's for time with the boys.
Time with the lads. I just think 35 courtings going on all at the same time.
I think, like, when you get to the point where you're dating more than even like 2, sometimes you look at someone like cheating and you're kind of like, how do you have the time? Or like one of those people's like, I have a whole family and like 3 kids. I'm like, how are you splitting time? Surely one person is enough to fill a week. But
you should just go into event management and be done with it.
Yeah. You'd be absolutely ace. Wedding planning. You'd be absolutely unreal at it.
I mean, you'd be unreal at a certain part of it. The other side
the
of
next
weddings,
bit, not so great. No, so Mia Agua was arrested in Osaka after multiple victims came forward, such as a 40-year-old woman who he told his birthday was in July and he was going to be 35 years old. However, his birthday was in April and he's actually 39. Another victim claims that she defrauded him out of 100,000 yen, which is nearly $900. A total of 35 victims have been identified, with possibly more coming forward within the coming weeks.
Jesus.
He swindled the women out of various amounts of money, clothing and other types of gifts at the same time.
This is like God level scumbag right here. Like
this is like Sims, but you go bad.
Yeah, it's absolute sociopath behaviour.
The 39-year-old met his victims while working for a multi-level marketing company, Jesus, selling hydrogen water shower heads.
Tell me more.
Do I have to buy in? Can I tell friends? He would then strike up a romantic relationship with one of them, under the assumption marriage was on the cards. However, this is my favourite line in the article, by the way. He's doing, remember, hydrogen water shower heads. So, they've already told us his job. So now they need to figure out a way to link it back to the story. So, Sean,
yes.
Is this the most ham-fisted inclusion of anything ever? Because here we go. However, as hydrogen molecules dissolve in water, so did his web of lies.
Oh, beautiful. Was this reporter like a science major at some point that was just trying to be like, no, guys, I know this?
I think if 12-year-old me wrote that as like a poem, my mum would still be like, that's not great. You'd probably take that back.
Yeah, that's like... It's... As hydrogen molecules dissolve in water.
As hydrogen molecules dissolve in water, so did his web of lies.
Okay, I don't think webs dissolve.
But
They're
his
solid.
lies did.
Yeah, but you're like... But lies don't dissolve either.
Oh, they do. If I put a bunch of lies and wrote lies on a piece of paper and threw it into some water, that's dissolving.
I'm not... I know, because it wouldn't dissolve.
Oh, it wouldn't actually. What if I put bleach in? What if I set fire to it? I just need somehow to get rid of it. How do I get rid of a body?
What?
Just drop that in.
Just hypothetically, I'm not saying
Just hypothetically, if I had a body, how would I get rid of it, Sean?
I don't know. Hydrochloric acid? Hydrogen. Dissolves.
Okay, good. Like lies. The women he fooled, eventually formed their own victims association and reported him to the police. He had enough women on the go that they formed an association.
He's on an equivalent level as alcoholism.
Someone commented, by the way, multiple commenters came under, but the main one was, can you imagine the logistical challenges of dating 35 women at the same time? I'm not condoning what he did, but I'm curious how he managed to pull this off until he didn't.
Yeah, I want a behind the murderer kind of look at this dude, where show the fucking spreadsheets he must have had to organise, because surely it was mostly over digital, that there wasn't a lot of meeting up in person, because you would definitely call someone the wrong name if there's 35 to pick from. I
call people that I know for 20 years the wrong name. Sometimes you're looking at your friend and you might accidentally call them somebody else's name. If you're dating someone for a week and you're already dating 34 other people, it's going to be very difficult to know names.
At what point is there diminishing returns where you're putting in all the effort of a relationship, but you're not getting any more back, and so you need to add a 36th person into the mix? Do you think he got to 31? He was 4 more. I need 4 more to round this off. That's okay. She'll get me the speakers and she'll get me the television.
He's renovating the home. That's what he's doing.
Doing up the kitchen, yeah.
He's like, I know we've been dating a week, and I feel like we've grown quite close at that time, and I'd really like a Bluetooth speaker for the sitting room, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, and preferably one that I can connect to the entertainment system. I've picked this one out. I've circled it on the catalogue here.
Yeah, I'll send the catalogue over to you. You just have a look and order it for me, because I actually have to go. I have prior business today. You know how it is. And
I can't tell you. What if he's like real coy about it, and they're just like, "Oh, where are you going?" And he's just like, "Oh, now wink." And they're just like, "Oh,
wouldn't you like to know?"
Nice.
Would you wink?
That'd be telling.
Oh, come on now. You know I don't be telling on a first date where I do be going. I have another first date just across the road. Sorry.
I booked it. He must be a master at like booking restaurants near each other.
He's Mrs. Doubtfire in all these dates. Like, he's turning up 2 dates at once, 3 dates at once. He's going to the bathroom, flinging between tables.
He's wearing half a tuxedo at the end of it, yeah.
Yeah, like he's swapping hats, swapping full outfits, like he has tearaway suits underneath each one.
He's got a Mission Impossible mask with like a different face.
Yeah, he's fully like, he came wearing 3 suits, went to the first date for an hour, tore off 1 suit, the second date comes in, he sits down, has another meal, tears off the third one, has the third meal. He's bankrupt, surely. That's why he needs these people to buy all these pieces of furniture for him.
All his money is going into Velcro, yeah.
Yeah, he's like sewing it himself. He just must not sleep.
Yeah, because even like all that preparation has to take time, but then the event itself takes time, and then you need 8 hours to sleep. He must have a. Does he have a job? How is he such a bachelor? Like, but like with no money, but instantly attractive to all women. Again, just so I know what not to do.
Yeah, yeah. Just tell me how to be irresistible.
Give me your... Is it the shower head? Is that what I need?
It's the hydrogen talk.
Oh, if I just had some hydrogen, my life would be sorted.
You need some hydrogen facts. And you turn up and start rattling off some hydrogen facts. You will find a wife.
Do you think... Okay, so if I Google hydrogen facts, you tell me whether or not this would work on someone.
Are we like relationship experts here now? We're letting all the single men now, or single ladies, anyone... If you're looking to attract someone, you need to use some hydrogen facts. It's the only way people will listen.
That's true. Okay, so here we go. About 10% of the weight in living organisms is hydrogen.
Can I have your hand in marriage? That is an example of what you will expect.
That's what happens. Liquid hydrogen has the lowest density of any liquid.
I'm free at 8.
Hydrogen is the only atom for which the Schrödinger equation has an exact solution.
I'm neither in nor out. That's a Schrödinger thing.
I don't know if that's funny or not.
I mixed it up.
The Hindenburg killed this many people. Technically a hydrogen fact.
To be fair, if you turn up with Hindenburg facts, they're already on your side. I don't know any first date where you haven't opened with, do you know about the Hindenburg disaster? And they haven't thought, this is marriage material.
Just if you go real hard on the Hindenburg, look, the success rate might not be great, but it's going to be like 50-50, surely.
Like, it's going to be like Schrödinger, surely.
Very true. Yeah, if you like are on a date and you just put each other in a box and don't look at each other or talk to each other, it's simultaneous. You're simultaneously married and not married.
We don't need to have our own dating app, I don't think.
No, we'll call it The Box. Nah, it's a bad name.
The Box. So we're going to have to move on, Sean. Now, this next story is not a big story, right? But it is a video, and that is hard to pull off on an audio platform. So I'm going to need everybody listening to this, that no matter where you are, I need you to watch this video, because the story is the video. Man jumps feet first into moving car to stop dangerous driver in Albania.
Car to stop.
So man jumps feet first into moving car to stop dangerous driver in Albania. It's from this week. It's a video. I would like you to watch the video, and then I want to see your reaction upon seeing the big moment in the video.
Okay, here we go. I found it. It's on theguardian.com.
It's about 40 seconds long or so.
Well, 55, but whatever.
Okay, sorry.
What? Okay, hang on. Okay, so at the minute there's just it's a car
being stolen.
Being stolen, yeah. And doors open. There's a bunch of people chasing it.
How are they going to stop it?
How are they going to stop it? Oh, what's this man? Oh! He just leaps in through the side window.
Fucking...
Oh, there's another angle. Sorry.
Yeah, wait for the other angle. Wait for the other angle.
And he's going. And he's going. Why is that man's first move?
I feel like that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
He saw the situation and immediately assessed it like Terminator vision, and he thought, this is the way to get into that car.
I can make a 70-yard dash, leap into the air, drop kick in through a window and knock the guy out before he can cause any more damage.
It's his... I look. It's a very, as you say, it's very simple, but it raises more questions than it answers. Yes. Who is this man? What has he done before this? And how did he perfectly do that?
So onlookers in the square, which is also one of the main sites in the city, tried to stop the car by grabbing the driver through the open door. But when the door slammed shut as it spun around, at the last second, when it looked like all hope was lost, a man leaped from the crowd, feet first, through the driver's side window to knock the driver out and bring the car to a stop.
Jesus. Apparently, the man said he did it so no kids got hurt, as the area is a popular spot for kids and tourists.
He's an absolute hero. This is Batman in Albania.
That's it. Like, this man now has a... What if there's like some secret vigilante in Albania and he's just like out with himself? As like, he's in the middle of his arc where like he's been out with the game for 5 years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he sees crime and he has to do something.
Yeah, but he's still fit, like, he's been keeping in shape, but he's just not full superhuman level.
Yeah, he's not like super soldier, but he's like, he's pretty much like Olympian level.
Now, the background to this story is even more fascinating when you find out that the driver had actually crashed 3 other cars in other parts of the city in the previous few days. And so the driver is under the influence of drugs, and he turns up because there's something to do with the government is going on. There's the country's general election was going on, and that's why all the cameras were outside. And so all the people are out there because it's the general election, just voting. And this madman turns up in a car and is just driving around the square, causing harm, being dangerous. So one hero steps up and says, "No, fuck you," and waits until the very perfect second that the man stops the car for maybe, I would say, 2 seconds before he pulls away again at a pace.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting ready to scream off. That is... Oh, it's really satisfying to watch.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Because it's absolutely like someone getting comeuppance, which I love. I do feel bad because there's so many cameramen all around that, like, if this man wanted any anonymity, the dude who kicked him, it's not happening now.
No, he's a hero now. His as you said, his alter ego is ruined.
Yeah, and he sprints and jumps is what I can't get over.
I don't think nobody who's listening to this, unfortunately, will ever be as cool as this one man was in the 10 seconds after this moment when he stood up and the man was knocked out and he just looked at everyone and said, "Everyone go home, the danger's over."
He looked and said, "Turn the cameras off."
And no, he started winding up his legs again. The cameraman was like, "Turn them off, turn them off." Like, he's mad.
That's ridiculous. That's amazing.
Okay, I just wanted to show you what was going on in Albania, because that is batshit insane, but also hard to describe unless you actually see the video, because it's just legendary movements going on over there. We are moving to Florida, Sean, where we are finishing off with 2 separate stories. One about love, the other one not about love. We're starting with Florida couple planned whole ass wedding at mansion they didn't own and had no permission to use.
But plan for the wedding reception you want, is what they say.
A couple planned their whole wedding at someone else's mansion without ever talking to the owner. They literally sent out elaborate invitations to a house they didn't own and didn't have permission to use, only for everyone to be told to get the hell out of here after they arrived.
They all rocked up ready for a wedding.
Courtney Wilson and Shanita Jones invited family and friends to their dream home and their estate for a wedding celebration, which included the ceremony on Saturday and a Sunday brunch.
It's a 2-day event.
Yeah, it's a 2-day event. You have to have the brunch.
I suppose you do, and if it's in someone else's house, all the better, no washing up.
Now, the problem was that the couple never spoke to anyone on the property about hosting the wedding. Maybe that's because they were busy looking at all the cool things the mansion was equipped with, like a bowling alley, a swimming pool with a waterfall, a hot tub, tennis courts, a gazebo, and an 800-foot bar.
Jesus. What? How much money does the owner have?
I would say more money that you could leave that mansion empty long enough that they could just move in.
Yeah, probably. And they clearly, they definitely, scoped it out and were like, oh, we can just get this for free. It'll be fine. What are the odds he'll be home this weekend?
So it turns out that the current owner, Nathan Finkel, whose late father was an early IHOP restaurant franchisee, okay, that makes sense, was enjoying his morning cup of Nescafe when he looked out the window and saw people setting up for a goddamn wedding on his property.
Is that a direct quote from Mr. Finkel?
It's a goddamn wedding on his property. I have people trespassing on my property, Finkel told the 911 dispatcher, and they keep harassing me, calling me. They say they're having a wedding here, and it's God's message. I don't know what's going on. All I want is for it to stop.
Oh, this man just wants his coffee in the morning.
Imagine the confusion upon sitting there and looking outside and seeing Florida man and Florida woman just infiltrate your property.
Or just rock up and with all of their army of friends and family behind them, just ready to go.
Yeah, so Wilson, who's Courtney Wilson, he said that it was God's plan that they marry there, okay? Now,
right.
he when the paper asked him afterwards, the officers turned up and they told them all to go home. And Wilson, after fighting it for a while, eventually said, okay, right, we will leave my house, I suppose, but I still own this house. He said, I don't want to talk about it, he told the paper. The roots reached out to God, who noted that he knows the couple in the way that he knows everyone, but added he doesn't know them like that.
They reached out to God?
No, the joke is that he said God told them to have it there.
I see,
and the newspaper is making a gag saying they reached out to God, and he says that he doesn't know them like that.
I see. Funny. Hilarious.
It's good. So Finkel told the news outlet he's been trying to sell the property for over $5 million, which might be why the couple believe that the house to be vacant.
But he's still living in it while he's trying to sell it.
Yes.
Right, okay. I've looked up a picture of the mansion, by the way. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Too much.
It's too much. No one person, no 20 people could live there.
Yeah.
It'd be a nightmare to heat it.
That's a very Irish thing. That'd be a nightmare to heat.
Is that slight bit of begrudgery when you see a big house? It's like, they spend a fortune in electricity though.
I'm going back to my mobile home. Fucking easy to heat up by. Easy.
Light a fire in the middle of the floor, you'll be grand.
So he's been trying to sell the property. So Wilson reportedly scoped out the property a few months before planning his wedding. So what he did was he scoped it out and basically was like, yeah, we'll plan it there. Sure, it's empty. They're already selling it. It's gotta be empty. And then apparently Wilson told people he was posing as a potential buyer and toured the estate several months ago.
So it's just so we know the lie of the land when everyone came round for the wedding. Didn't want to he wanted to be able to give the tour.
So he turned up just being like, that is interesting. I will have to go back to the bank to find my $5 million that I of course have, obviously. I'm very
I only
rich.
have $4 million on me today.
He definitely turned up with a monocle, thinking he was rich.
Like he dressed up as the Monopoly man.
They sent out invites detailing their love story, noting how he proposed over pizza on Christmas Eve. The plan was to have the ceremony and then a red carpet cocktail hour and a reception well into the night. The brunch on Sunday would be from noon until 4. The guy figured it was a vacant house and didn't realise Nathan still lived on the property in a different home. He lived on the property in a different home.
There's another home.
There's
What?
another mansion.
There's a secondary mansion. Probably easier to heat.
And look, we all know that's what you want to look for in a property.
Is there a
800
second home
foot
that I
bar.
could perhaps be warm in?
Do you have a smaller home I could perchance buy?
What I like about this story, though, he does try and style it out, and that's fine. But the dude who's sitting inside being like, I don't know what's happening. I want it to stop.
He apparently told all of his friends and his family that this was his new house that he had bought and moved into several months ago.
And did any of them believe him?
I feel they must have if they all turned up.
But surely, you would...
It's
How do you
Florida,
explain...
man.
Ah, fair, yeah. I was going to say, how do you explain when, you don't live in that house from now on? And clearly, it's Florida man is a fine answer to that.
Florida man, they're all just kind of like, well, he wouldn't lie. Why would he invite us there if he doesn't own the property? That'd be
weird.
ridiculous. Yeah. So, that is one Florida man story about love. Florida man and Florida woman decided that they were going to basically invade some man's house and call his mansion their own until their wedding, which didn't work out too well.
No, but love needs no explanation, Connor.
Exactly. Do you know what else actually needs an explanation? Is our last story, Sean, because I have a batshit insane Florida story that is just so weird that I had to come to you for answers.
I don't know
And
if
this
I'll have
is-
them, but I'll try my best.
What the shell? Woman struck in head by turtle that crashed through windshield in Florida.
Has anyone seen an Italian plumber recently?
Luigi,
Mystery
what's he up
solved.
to?
Yeah, it's definitely Luigi.
It's not unusual for rocks and other debris to crash through a windshield and injure a driver or passenger, but
Is
a
it?
turtle. I mean, I don't think it's that.
I think
usual.
windshields are designed to stop that, if anything.
What kind of sized rocks are going on in Florida?
Yeah, sure. If if a windshield cracks, that's fine, but it shouldn't just perfectly pierce a hole through the glass
No.
and hit you in the face.
A 71-year-old woman riding with her daughter on Florida's interstate suffered a gashed forehead Wednesday when a turtle smashed through the windshield of their car, striking her. The daughter pulled over and got help from another motorist. According to a 911 recording, both were surprised by what they found. There's a turtle in there, the man can be overheard saying. A turtle. An actual turtle, says the daughter back. The woman was not seriously hurt. The turtle was likely crossing the interstate and got knocked into the air by another vehicle.
What the fuck? Why? How? Why? Why did the turtle cross the road?
We don't know. That's the point. So I swear, the daughter was asked, by the way, and she just said, I swear to God, this lady has the worst luck of anything. Talking about her mother.
Well, look, she's clearly if this is your only evidence of her having bad luck, maybe. But if this is like a repeat occurrence, I think turtles have something against her.
This is the third time this week she's been struck by a turtle.
Yes, someone's either messing with her, or the turtles have they have a united front against this one woman.
The turtle, on the other hand, had the best luck of anything, Sean, as it had only a few scratches on its shell and was released back into the nearby woods with absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Did they at least put him on the side of the road he was trying to get to?
Because if they didn't, that's a dick move.
That's a dick move, and that's on you, government.
It's not something you see every day, said the police officer, who feels like they can't really arrest anyone, can they?
No, I feel like they called the police in that situation because they thought, well, we should tell someone.
According to the troopers, a vehicle clipped the turtle, sending it into the air. The turtle then crashed through the windshield of the other car, shattering its windshield and landing on the dashboard.
Right, and then they hit the question mark block, so they got the fire flower.
I can only assume, yes, then they hit a ramp, and they tried to triple tap at the start of the race. They just got a very slow start. You don't want to come at the first
the
first
engine
light.
blew out. Just when the two is fading out, that's when you hit accelerate.
That's when you come in, yeah. But what happened here was this turtle tried to cross the road. He gets clipped by a car into a different car, and this poor old woman somehow has to explain the story of one time I got absolutely assaulted by a turtle.
To be fair, at that age, isn't it good to have something new and different happen?
Not that she'd remember it.
No, but even for the turtle, that's a day out.
It's a big day, and also the turtle completely unharmed. So the minute it got clipped the first time, must have just gone straight into the shell. And at that stage, it's just a missile going towards something.
Yeah, I'm amazed that turtle is fine. I thought surely it would have got hurt, but that's a testament to how cool turtles are.
They are pretty cool. So, Sean, is your thoughts that the turtles are trying to take the old Florida woman out, or is this just the worst piece of luck anyone has ever experienced ever?
It's like a weird Mr. Magoo scenario, but in reverse. So, everything's conspired to make this woman get hit in the face by a turtle.
What are the chances that the car only clips the turtle, sending it into the air? That has to be 1,000,000 to 1 shot that you hit the turtle bang on the moment that it'll take off.
Yeah, and, turtles can live to be 100 or so. So, that's presumably a young turtle if it's small enough to be flung into the air. That's going to be a story for the turtle grandchildren, surely.
Why is your obsession with stories?
I just think it's a nice thing to experience. It's not a nice thing to experience.
I wouldn't say nice.
No, but neither was. You know
whatever
what?
you say here is going to be mad. Go on.
Neither was COVID.
The Hindenburg.
Well, the Hindenburg. Hindenburg's a fascinating story, but it's terrible to experience.
Yeah, and now, not that we're on a date job, but what do you know about the Hindenburg?
Oh, do you know how liquid hydrogen can get?
It's the same as lies. I know myself.
That's true. It just fucking vanishes. 36 people died in the Hindenburg, I think.
Oh, we are joking about something we shouldn't be.
No, I don't know how many. If anyone's relations died in the Hindenburg, I am sorry.
Too soon?
Too soon? I don't know. Hydrogen? What other jokes did we have this episode?
Nitrogen? No, we didn't. I can never remember. People are always at the end of every episode sending in references for shit we said, and I'm like, did we say that? Is that a joke?
Is that a joke? We just talked about Schrodinger? I don't fucking know.
Sean, I think that's it for this week's Weird News.
I think that's about it. I will take us out, Connor. I'm not asking for permission anymore. I'm just doing it.
No. Okay, that's a bit rough, but go on.
So thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We will be back Friday with Hero or Zero, Monday with Movie Mondays, and next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesday. Big thanks goes out to patrons over on Patreon. Shout outs to Waffles loves you and says protect trans youths. LGBTQIA plus rights are human rights. Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe RateMyHemsworth.com, Click Rate, Click Luke, Refresh Repeat, Never Give Up, Hickok Didn't Bernie, Raymond, Just a Small Town Girl Living in a Lonely World, Ging, Roisin, founder and CEO of Crumb de Lard, a luxurious bubble bath and moisturiser designed to relax even the most stressed out pastry. Whether you're a croissant, donut, or even a pecan plait, we have something for you, Hally. Ryan,
that's a last week joke.
that's yeah, and I remember it now, but at the time I was confused. Ryan Satron Paint Evanson, Sean Bone Jamieson, Dominic Josiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Maureen has the fry on Helm Roos, and Little Dicky Jackman stubs his toe and yells cunt McGrew. I was so focused on getting the word cunt perfect.
You want to enunciate every single syllable.
Every syllable of that one syllable word.
Yeah, you want to go hard at.
But yeah, thank you everyone who supports us over there. The Falcon and Winter Soldier review will have just gone up around the same time as this episode, so do check that out over on the Patreon. You can also look at the merch store, get some t-shirts or hoodies or anything like that. Follow us on Twitter at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Diddleman's discussion group, and Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. But the most important thing is just tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I have been Ciara Lawler.
I have been Sean Meehan.
I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.